This is PCA Lions Baseball. Prestonwood Baseball is brought to you by Freeform Chiropractic, Children's Health, Andrews Institute for Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, Harris Baguette, Cowboys Fit, Fast Signs North Dallas, Sky Ranch, Aquaterra Outdoors. Also by Texas Tiny Teeth Pediatric Dentistry and Orthodontics, Up-to-Date Roofing, Incentive Brands, Chick-fil-A at Plano Parkway and Park Boulevard, Comfort Maker Air Conditioning and Heating, Global Strategic, Milestone Electric, and Vista Physical Therapy. Now, let's go to the ballpark for today's warm-up show.
Live from Graham Field in Plano, welcome to PCA North Baseball, as tonight the Lions get set to start the 2026 season as they take on Coram Deo here on a cool, crisp February evening in Collin County. Well, it is going to be a little bit on the nippy side. It's not exactly perfect baseball weather, but it could be a lot worse, as we saw a couple of weeks ago, as we get a little bit closer to the start of spring coming in and getting a little more like baseball weather. But so far, so good as we welcome you to tonight's broadcast. Well, again, for folks, the PCA North side, welcome. This is the first time that we've had you this year. Of course, Prestonwood has already played a total of 6 games, if memory serves, that we have served up here for Metro Sports Communications. But now it is North's opportunity to get its time in the sun, get a little bit of the media spotlight, and we're happy to have you with us, and I'll have all the details of tonight's game, and of course plenty to get you ready for that one, including a visit with head coach Casey Jones coming up in just a few minutes. But first, just to kind of set the scene, this again is a non-district matchup between a Division III team and a Division V team. And what that means by divisions, what is that? Well, it's not the capabilities or skills of the teams, it's the enrollment. And for Coram Deo, which is the Division III, and for PCA North, which is a Division V, well, it's something where you got to find people to play. And if you're in a league in Division V that it might still be in the basketball playoffs, so it's hard to schedule teams this early in the year. So you might have to play up a classification, or in this case 2, which is what the Lions are doing tonight. But that's what it's about, is getting your team ready later in the year. So if you're just tuning in and wondering, well, tell me a little bit about PCA North. What do we know? Well, we do know that they've been pretty decent in the 3 years that they've had baseball. This is year number 4. They started in 2023, went 11-4 that year, finished the second seed, lost to Harvest Christian out of Keller in round 1. Then in 24, they went 16-4, really good year, made it all the way to the third round, lost to Bethesda Christian out of Fort Worth. And then in 25, they went 7-9, lost to Nazarene Christian Academy out of Crowley. That in round 1. And as mentioned, the head coach is Casey Jones, the 40-year-old native of Decatur, who, along with his dad, Chris, who's the assistant coach, the kids call him Coach Jones Sr., they're the two that have put this together here at Prestonwood this year and are getting ready to see what 2026 brings as far as success on the field. Now, the good news in a particular situation that there aren't that many on the bench. You're not going to see a 25-man roster in this particular classification. In fact, for tonight's opponent, Coram Deo, they have only 12 players on the team, so everybody pretty much gets playing time. But even for PCA North, 2 key injuries before the season even starts. Ethan Elliott, who had battled for a left field spot, took a pitch in the hand last week, broke a finger, so he is out. And sophomore Andre Flores, who was a third baseman last year, tore his ACL in football. He's out for the year, at a big arm and a big fastball. But as Casey Jones talks about in an interview that you're going to hear and watch here in just a moment, that it's next man up mentality, and that's the case for PCA North. So a team that's 34-17 in its young career and has had success, eager to get this one started. Now tonight's opponent, Coram Deo, they had a rough year last year, and under 42-year-old head coach Matt Nix, who came from Boswell High School, that's over in Saginaw. This is the fourth coach that they've had in 5 years. They're looking for stability, but Coach Nix probably is that guy to bring them together, because he was involved at City Church in Melissa, and God really provided the opportunity for him to coach and teach at Coram Deo this year. And he said, all right, got to do it, got to put his heart into everything that he's going to do with eternity in mind. And man, it's been a great turn there at Coram Deo as they try to get things pointed in the right direction. Again, last year they were 2-16, but they played all freshmen. They were going against juniors and seniors all year long, so that's going to be a tough row to hoe anytime you look at that. So they got roughly 400 students, and like PCA North, they play six-man football, and they have to scramble a little bit for facilities, and you'll hear Coach Jones talk about that in just a second. But Coram Deo, for instance, they have to practice at Celebration Park in Allen, and when that's taken, they have to go inside a D-bat and take swings there in Allen just to get ready. So a little bit different situation that you might see when you watch perhaps a big Prestonwood game here at the ballpark. I don't know if that's an offensive way to say it, big, little. I'm not saying anything about the schools, but if you watch Prestonwood play this year and their 6-0 record, they're big in every way when they get on the field. So that's kind of the scene to set you up tonight. PCA North and Coram Deo, happy to have you with us right here along our broadcast network. And we'll take an opening timeout, and when we return, we'll have plenty more on the warm-up show as we'll sit down and have a visit with the head coach of the Lions. That's Casey Jones, and that's coming next. You are tuned in to PCA North Baseball from Metro Sports Communications.
Is pain, stiffness, or discomfort keeping you from feeling your best? Hi, I'm Dr. Colby Keene with Freeform Chiropractic, where we help you move free, feel free, and live free. If pain or stiffness is holding you back, it's time to take control. Visit Freeform Chiropractic for a consultation. Let's create your game plan to move, feel, and live free.
At Paris Baguette, our expertly crafted cakes, decadent pastries and breads, and freshly brewed coffees are always served with a smile. To find your neighborhood bakery cafe, visit Paris Baguette.
Fast signs. See the visual possibility in your business. See it in lights and flags, on a van, in metal, on the floor, in color. With signs and graphics, you can say anything, do anything, be anything. So make your statement. With Fast Signs, your masterful team of visual marketing experts, anything is possible. Fast Signs. Make your statement.
More from the Graham. It is PCA North Baseball tonight. Happy to have you with us as we get ready for the first game of the year. It's opening night all over again as PCA North takes on Coram Deo. Now pleased to be joined by the head coach, Casey Jones of the Lions, the North version of the Lions. And man, I know opening day, just like I talked with Coach Valade, it's a special day and a special time. What are your thoughts on this one?
Well, our guys are ready. They're excited. We've been preparing starting back in December after football season ended. These guys have been itching to get on the field and get the season started, so we're looking forward to it.
For those that are tuning in the first time and they're learning about PCA North, now, of course, we know about the main campus here by the church. You guys are up in Prosper. Yep. Tell us a little bit about that, about the school and about the baseball program, which is fairly young.
Yeah, so, the school at Prestonwood North has been adding classes every year, and so we had our first graduating class 3 years ago. And so this group that we have this year on the baseball team the seniors, I had them 4 years ago. Whenever we started the program, they were freshmen. So, baseball program we've had now for 4 years, and made playoffs the 3 years before this, and hoping to continue that success this year.
How did it get started, and how did you get involved?
Well, you can't have a baseball team without players. So, back then, we had enough guys at the school that were willing to play baseball and wanted to play baseball that, maybe they hadn't played in a couple of years since 5th or 6th grade, but there was enough of them that wanted to play that they were able to, put together a team, and you got to have a coach to have a team. So I had worked with Coach Purcell at Frisco Independence in the past, and our dads worked together a long, long time ago. And in fact, my dad even coached Coach Purcell whenever he was playing football as a high school athlete. So lots of family history there, but through that connection, I was able to go in and interview, and just realize very quickly that it was a good fit. Where I was at in my career, I knew that North is where I wanted to be, and boy, I'm glad that God brought me here. It's a great place, great people, and we have great kids here.
You probably need God to get you through a startup situation. What was that like?
Well, a lot of it is perspective, knowing that, eternally minded, you teach about life through the game. And so early on, we had our hiccups, we had our struggles, but, God allows us to use that to influence the lives of kids and teach them about life. And it was good. We've had some very good senior leadership every year that has helped take us through the hills and the valleys and be good, strong Christian examples as leaders of the team.
Now, in Division III, which is a much smaller division than what some of our fans who may be accustomed to the normal Prestonwood games that we've been carrying, it's a little bit smaller staff, a lot more work on the coaches' shoulders. Tell us what that's like.
Yeah, so I don't know. You just figure out a way to schedule practice and arrange practice to where, as a coach, I can't be in two places at once, but our kids are really good about, running a drill. You have senior leaders that can run a drill without the coach being there. Our guys are very disciplined. They don't need a coach standing over their shoulder to make sure they're doing a drill correctly. But we've said since we started the program, we've got to do more with less, whether it's facilities, whether it's less players, whether it's less coaches, and it's just being very intentional with that time that we have. We're not going to go out there and practice for 3 hours and a lot of it be wasted. We can get what we need done in a practice and be very intentional about it and get really good reps.
In the 3 years that this program has existed, you made the playoffs all three. Was it important to get a little bit of taste of success early and try to build off that?
Yeah, so going into it, I knew you may have to adjust expectations a little bit, and maybe explain to people that success might look a little bit different. But I was surprised. Our kids worked hard. We had enough talent and made enough plays at the right time to get ourselves in the playoffs, even that very first year. And so very pleased with that. As a coach, you go in and you tell them, look, our goals are to be successful in the field, to make playoffs, to try to make a deep run. But our purpose goes a lot deeper than that. And as a Christian coach, purpose is to make a difference in the lives of these kids eternally. And so we focus on that and feel like everything else will fall into place.
Preview this 26th season. Before even one pitch has been thrown, what are you looking for this year from your team?
So we've got 6 strong seniors that are going to contribute a lot. And 4 of them have been with me all 4 years. And so they know the ropes, they know expectations, and in fact, they're doing their Devo right now with our team chaplain, and the emphasis of our devotionals this year is leaving a legacy and what type of leader are you. And so that's going to be the focus, upperclassmen leading by example, and those younger guys just learning how, the North Line baseball way of playing the game, how that goes. So another cool thing that we're doing this year is with our Roaring Rookies program, we're assigning each of our players to an elementary school kid at North, and that's giving everybody an opportunity to leave a legacy and kind of pour into that next generation of little baseball players at North.
Outstanding. Okay, so people tuning in for the first time, we're learning the team this year.
Yep.
So who are some guys we need to keep an eye on?
So Peyton McDonald's your shortstop, one of the best defensive players in the district. He'll be your 2-hole batter. Hits for average, hits for power. Looking for him to get on base and steal bases when he gets on base. Max Barth is your starting pitcher. The emphasis for him is going to be throw strikes, get ahead early, and we've got to get the most innings out of his arm as we can. We want him to be able to go deep into games. And so probably the third one is Cole McCaffrey. He's our big first baseman. You'll see him out there, big time power hitter. So we're looking for Max and Peyton to get on base in front of him, and Cole being able to drive those runs in.
Coaches always talk about playing with the players you have and not the ones you don't, but you did have a couple of losses before the season. When you don't have a huge 25-man roster, how big of a blow is that?
Yeah, so it's just next man up mentality. We had a senior get hurt in our last scrimmage, broke a finger, and so we've got other guys that can play outfield, and we're not asking them a lot at the plate. It's just work deep into the count, try to find a way to get on base. Not everybody needs to be a power hitter around here. We've got to know our role, know the talents and ability that God has given us, and don't try to do more than that. Just stay within yourself and play with confidence and go from there.
You talked about the facilities, what you have to work with at North to get this team prepared, but then you come here and play at the Graham. What does that mean for your team?
Well, we're just thankful to have a place like this to get to play home games. We may not have a field at North per se with a diamond, but it's a big deal for our kids to get to come play here. This is nicer than a lot of college fields in Texas, and so like we're doing right now. A while ago, our kids got to hit batting practice on the field, and that's a dream come true for a lot of guys to hit on a field like this. And so not taking it for granted at all and just soaking up every minute.
What is most important to a player for North? I mean, you've talked about the relationship with what they have with the community, with the younger kids, with Christ, all of those things together. But if you could capture it and put it all kind of in one sentence, what would it be?
Yeah, so we're just trying to provide the ultimate experience for our
getting an opportunity to hit against his counterpart. Always trying to make hay while you can get that opportunity. For Markwell, he's a junior. He's a top wide receiver on the football team. Also started on the basketball club. Left-handed bat, shows bunt, pulls the bat back. Quick throw to first, and runner back in safely there. Again, the wind is blowing straight in from the north-northeast, about 15 to 20 miles an hour. So it would take quite a cloud to get one out, particularly going that direction. The throw gets away at first and scampers down the right field line on his way to second, and stopping there is Trevin Hooper. So that'll be an E1 that allows the runner to move up into scoring position. And just like that, the man at second, nobody out here in the first. Hooper, Markwell, and Dick Schatt, the top three hitters in this Coram Deo lineup. Again, under 42-year-old Matt Nix in his first season as the head coach. Takes a strike. And it's 1-2. If you just tuned in and learning a little bit about Coram Deo, Nick's the fourth head baseball coach they've had the last 5 years. So had a bit of turnover, but he is there, as he says, to get this program in the right place as they called strike three on the 1-2 pitch, and down goes Markwell. And a nice pitch by Barth, and their strikeout number one in the ball game. And there's one out. Runner stays at second as we move now to the number 3 hitter, Tyler Dickshut, the catcher. That was a nice pitch right there that Barth took in against Markwell. Retires the first punchy. Now here comes Dick Schatt to the plate. Check back to second, and the delivery, breaking ball for a strike, and it is 0-1. Dick Schatt's a sophomore, the leading hitter last year on the club, hit .436. His dad's the assistant coach on the team. Probably get a little extra training there as the one-strike delivery after a check to second. And that one is a little bit low and inside. It's now 1 ball and a strike. He was first team All-District last year, District Freshman of the Year, and led the team in hits with 17 and runs with 14. His dad, Dustin, mentioned the assistant coach. Throw back to second. Nobody home. That was going to kick into center field. And the backup by the center fielder for the Lions. And T will have to eat that as moving up to third base goes Trevin Hooper. And that'll be a second throwing error charge. Now that time, Barth did what you're supposed to throw right back to the bag, right at the bag. However, for North, the shortstop, McDonald hadn't got over in time to cover as the swing of ball looped to the third base and head coach, Matt Nix, who speared that one. He still got his playing mitts underneath him. Again, went to Boswell High School down in Saginaw. 1-2 pitch on the way. That one is cut on and hit into right center field. It's going to drop for a base hit. That'll score Hooper as Dick Schatt on with the RBI, the first of the year, and Coram Deo takes an early 1-0 lead. Little poke into right. Again, didn't have a whole lot to it, but as it is, it drops in. It's 1-0. That is an unearned run right now at this point. As Sawyer Logue comes to the plate, the third baseman, swings at the first pitch he sees and hits this one into right field, coming on underneath and making the catch. And they're going to try to get the runner at first. They will not, as getting back safely there was the runner, and a fly ball retires Logue. One pitch and he is gone. There's 2 out here in the inning. And here comes Billy Clemens, the first baseman. Clemens into this plate appearance. A sophomore who started in 25. First pitch strike 0-1. He got honorable mention awards last year. His dad, Joe, this is very interesting. He's all into sports cards, and I'm talking about in a big way. He goes to big shows and big collector and whatnot. And some of the players of the team get involved with that, and it can be a pretty lucrative job if you're into those things. I wish I would have kept all my cards from back in the 70s and 80s, but they went away. Here's a 1-1 with the runner going, a swing and miss. The throw down is not in time, and it will kick away as the throw to second base that Dick Schatt beating the wrap there at second, gets the steal, and he's in scoring position with 2 out. And Clemens, batter at the plate. Bright pink gloves he has on. It is pink, right? Kind of a hot neon color. Pitches a ball, and it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Leadoff single by Hooper. Markwell struck out, and Dick Schatt with a single. That plated a run after a couple of errors. Moved the runner around into scoring position and beyond as a swing and a miss on the 2-2, and that will do it for the inning. So 2 strikeouts for Barth in the first. 1 run, 2 hits, 2 errors, and 1 left on. We go to the bottom of the first inning. It's Coram Deo 1 and PCA North nothing. And you're tuned in to Lion Baseball for Metro Sports Communications.
At Paris Baguette, our expertly crafted cakes, decadent pastries and breads, and freshly brewed coffees are always served with a smile. To find your neighborhood bakery cafe, visit parisbaguette.com.
So we go to the bottom of the first inning, and PCA North is going to have Max Barth, Peyton McDonald, and Cole McCaffrey. The top of the order coming up against the right-handed pitcher for the Lions, Emery Markwell, who's out getting loose. Again, going to have to probably throw an extra toss or two on what is turning into a really chilly night here at the yard. And Markwell, we told you earlier during his at-bat, a junior, again, is proficient in football, no doubt about it. And I think the ultimate compliment from his head coach, Matt Nix, he said it's the kind of guy that you want other players to be like. So he really sets an example as he is out loosing on the hill. Now, Coram Deo last year on the mound, not a story that you really wanted to talk much about because they had a team ERA of 10.46 on the season. Now, Markwell was the best of the pack. I'll tell you a little bit about his numbers. He appeared in 10 games. He had 1 start, 16 innings pitched, gave up 30 hits, 27 runs, 20 of those earned, 14 strikeouts, 14 walks, and 8.75 earned on average. But again, it comes with experience because this was an all-freshman team that was playing against juniors and seniors, so you'd expect that kind of stuff. And we'll see what's going on in his right arm as he gets set here. And he'll start with the top of the order with his counterpart pitcher, Maximus Barth, who will step to the plate from the left side and try to get something going for PCA North. Barth last year hit .440, led the team in that mark, also led in several categories, including hits with 22, runs with 21, had a slugging percentage around .540 as the first pitch is swung on, chopped foul over on the third base side past head coach Casey Jones. Dad Chris Jones in the first base coach's box. 1-0 Coram Deo, bottom of the first inning. Lights on here at the ballpark at the Graham. 1 strike pitch on the way inside. We're even at 1 ball and 1 strike. The infield for Coram Deo has Logue at third, Hooper the shortstop, Cole at second, and Clemens at first. The outfield with Chua, Williams, and Dolly from left to right. Now remember, they're without a couple of their soccer players who may be inserted in the lineup at any time, so we'll keep an eye on that. They're sharing players at this point of year, and they had practice and couldn't get over quite in time, so we had 2 lineups to choose from the soccer and non-soccer lineup. As that pitch outside, it's 2 balls and a strike. So again, for PCA North last year, .257 team batting average, not anything to sneeze at. As the 2-1 delivery, that one drops through the knees, and it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, the Lions in the homestanding white uniforms, the navy numerals and trim. Columbia blue tops and gray pants. The white caps for Coram Deo as that one sails outside. And it now goes 3 balls and 2 strikes to Barth, the leadoff hitter for PCA North. We'll have 3 more North games throughout the course of the season, including next Monday So be sure you put that on your calendars. The 3-2 delivery is swung on, chopped on the opposite side. Third baseman Logue has it, throws across the infield just in time to retire Barth, who was steaming down the line. And there is out number 1. 5-3 on the putout. That'll bring up Peyton McDonald.
Now batting, number 27,
shortstop.
Peyton McDonald.
McDonald last year was the second leading hitter on the team with a 356 mark. He did lead the team in home runs with 15. He and Barth, along with 3 other teammates, playing all 16 games that they played last year. Curveball for a strike, and it's 0-1. Again, that wind just continuing to howl in from straightaway center field. Not going to be any favored, any right-handed hitter. As a called strike, evens it up at 0-2. Again, first game, you go out and stretch your legs a little bit. Wouldn't expect the pitchers to go too especially far. Now we saw as that foul ball keeps it no balls and 2 strikes. For Prestonwood, the Lions, when they played first game, Savion Sims threw 1 inning. Big 6'8" right-hander, and then in came James Valade. He threw an inning, and then they worked the rest of the bullpen. I expect we'll see a little bit more tonight from these fellas as that pitch is outside for a ball, 1 ball and 2 strikes. One out here in the bottom of the first inning. Here's the wide of the pitch. That one is outside for a ball. And it now goes to 2-2. Now again, you don't have the deep benches here when you have Division III and Division V. It's going to be a little bit of a shorter bench. Mentioned 12 players for Coram Deo. As a swing and a bouncer hit over to the second baseman, fielded there by Cole, and he throws to first. That'll retire McDonald. So back-to-back ground ball outs, and there's 2 gone in the bottom of the first. And here comes Cole McCaffrey, the first baseman.
Cole McCaffrey.
McCaffrey, again, like his previous 2 teammates, Max Barth and McDonald, played in all 16 games last year, hit .256 on the season. No home runs, 8 runs batted in. As he stands in for the right side batter's box. First pitch from Markwell. He rocks and delivers, and that one swung out and missed, and it's 0-1. McCaffrey, who you can imagine, goes by CMC. I don't know where in the world he got that from, but any NFL fan could sort that one out. Pitches a ball, 1 ball and 1 strike. He was on Casey Jones' original team. Again, he's been here. This is 4th year. He started at first base all 4 years here at PCA North. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch, swing and a miss, and it's now 1-2. Challenged him upstairs. So a good start for Emery Markwell, as he has retired the first 2 hitters, Max Barth and McDonald, on ground ball outs, and now is up in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes to McCaffrey. Delivery just missed outside. It'll even it at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Flags really howling. You see out in center field, whipping the poles out there as the 2-2 pitch inside the low, and the count now goes full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Pretty decent crowd made its way out this evening to watch game 1 for North, and of course Coram Deo fans as well. Properly bundled up. It's the payoff pitch on the way. That one is just off the outside corner for ball 4. And McCaffrey draws the free pass, and he'll trot down to first base.
Now batting, number 0.
And a 2-out base runner for the Lions, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Neelan Harris, in the cleanup slot. Harris wears that easy to see number 0 as he steps into that right side batter's box. Harris, one of the catchers last year, and really for Casey Jones, they didn't know where they were going to play him because he was versatile. Catcher, DH, second base, outfielder, jack of all trades. They put me in, I'll play, coach. So he takes a strike, and it's 0-1. He's starting at third base here in this one, batting in the cleanup slot. Harris last year, only 147 at 5 hits, 34 at bats. Here's the pitch. That one through the zone for a strike, and it's 0-2. Being the college football fan I am, I wonder if he has a Tennessee heritage. He does? Okay, well, that explains his first name, Neeland. I don't have to go any further with that. 104,000 kinfolks. Here's the 0-2 call, strike three. And that'll do it for the inning. Nice pitch there by Markwell. And Harris gets rung up looking. So that'll do it for the inning. No runs, no hits, and one left, one in the books. Here at the Graham, it's Coram Deo 1 and PCA North nothing. More after this from Metro Sports Communications.
Storm damage? Don't wait until it's too late. At Up to Date Roofing, we bring top quality craftsmanship, honest pricing, and fast service to protect what matters most, your home. From repairs to full replacements, we keep your roof and your home up to date. Call us today and stay covered, rain or shine. Up to Date Roofing, keeping you covered no matter the weather.
Top of the second here at the Graham. It is 1-0.
Now batting, number 1, Andrew Dolly.
Throw over to first base that allowed the leadoff hitter Hooper to roll to second, and then another error to pick off at second that moved him up to third. So another run. That's the difference in the guys. First base swing sharply to the backhand side of the second baseman. Throws out the base runner Andrew Dolly, and there is out number
Now
1.
batting, number 11, Carter Cole.
So Dolly gone. Here comes Carter Cole, the second baseman. First pitch is a strike, and it's 0-1. Apologized a moment ago. Might have had my on-off switch dialed down. Here's a swing of the ball poked down the right field line, back out of play, and it now goes to no balls and 2 strikes. Here to Carter Cole. We've got only one left-handed batter on the whole team, and again, the whole team consists of 12 players. Cole, a sophomore, started last year. His older brother, Will Cole, was on the CDA football team. 2-strike pitch, curveball, gets the outside corner, called strike 3. Boy, that was a nice pitch by Barth right there that rings up Cole, and quickly 2 outs here in the 8th. 3rd strikeout of the ball game for Max Barth. That'll bring up Joshua Chua. He is the left fielder. Chua stands in again for the right side. And the first pitch on the way from Barth, taken for a strike, and it's 0-1. Chua is a freshman, has very little baseball experience, but let me tell you, if you want to talk music, this guy knows everything, as the pitch is a ball, 1 ball and 1 strike. Now, I say knows everything. It's because he can play 5 or 6 instruments proficiently. I mean, for instance, the piano, the saxophone, cello, I think, is on that list of things that he can play. So when it comes to music theory, he's the guy that you want on your team to try to figure that stuff out. Yeah, this wind is awesome. Just breeze blowing our papers around here in the booth as the 1-2 pitch. That is a swing and a miss, strike 3, and down he goes. So Barth with 2 strikeouts in the inning. He's got 4 in the ball game, and Coram Deo goes up and down in order in inning number 2. We go to the bottom of the second, 1-0 Coram Deo. PCA North baseball continues for Metro Sports Communications.
It's not about fixing air conditioners. It's not about the thousands of hours spent training. It's about homeowners resting easy, knowing they can trust us in their homes. It's about keeping a family cool and comfortable in the dead of summer. At Milestone, it's more than just a job. It is and always will be how we help people.
In a 1-0 ball game, Coram Deo on top. It's going to be 5, 6, and 7 for North at the plate. Starting with the left-handed hitting Colton Barth, the catcher, who checks his swing and takes a strike. And it is 0-1. Colton Barth be followed by Jackson Gilbert, Henry Mitchell. On a chilly night here at the ballpark at the Graham is the 1-strike pitch, and that is a strike, and it's 0-2. I didn't even check to see if the concession stand was not open tonight. Okay, well, you're missing out, because if you've ever been to a Prestonwood game, swinging and a man, strike 3. So 3 pitches from Emery Markwell, and Colton Barth retired. That is strikeout number 2 in the ball game for Emery Markwell. That'll bring Jackson Gilbert, the second baseman, to the plate. But no, you come to a Prestonwood game, the greatest dogs in the history of the world. I was told about them, and it absolutely is the real thing. Archie dogs, I believe they are, as it's popped back out of play. Mr. Moffitt, it's injected, I think, with maybe something, but it comes, it's all beef from Memphis. And I mean, but here's the key now for folks who are tuning in, say, I'm going to try that one time. Let me give you the kicker on it. It's a curveball, swung on and missed, and it's 0-2. Don't eat it when they first hand it to you, because if you do, you get some of that injection in your mouth, and it's not a good thing. Might ruin the flavor just a little bit as it burns your tongue. But now I know. When I had my second one, I was much the wiser. Just let it sit here and cool off for a minute. It was good. Here's the 2-strike pitch, fouled back to the screen, so it stays 0-2 to Gilbert. A freshman on this team. One of the more talented freshmen, according to Coach Casey Jones. JV quarterback, really fast, has great range. Young player, swings and misses at that one. And he is down on strikes, so that is the 3rd strikeout of the game for Emery Markwell. And there's 2 gone, and here comes Henry Mitchell, the designated hitter. Big fella coming up from the right side. Mitchell, a sophomore. Big theater kid. Actually played Jesus in the musical that they had. I wish I knew the name of that. I have to do better homework next time, but said he was really, really good playing the part. Strike called. It's 0-1. Of course, when you're playing Jesus, I think you've got to be pretty dang near perfect, right? Here's the 0-1. Strike called, 0-2. That pre-musical prayer, you know, when you're asking, say, okay, now I'm playing you, Father, so let me do really well tonight, will you? Oh, there's strike 3. Well, that inning didn't take long at all. 3 straight punch-outs for Emery Markwell, and 4 strikeouts in the ballgame already. No runs, no hits, and 1.
Make your dream outdoor space a reality with Aquaterra Outdoors. From full-service design to construction for landscaping, pools, and outdoor structures, we offer everything you need for your ideal outdoor environment. With years of experience and a commitment to excellence, Aquaterra Outdoors, elevating outdoor living to the next level. Contact us today at 214-387-8333 or visit our website aquaterraoutdoors.com and start your journey to the ultimate outdoor experience.
With fast signs, see the visual possibility in your business. See it in lights and flags, on a van, in metal, on the floor, in color. With signs and graphics, you can say anything, do anything, be anything. So make your statement. With Fast Signs, your masterful team of visual marketing experts, anything is possible. Fast Signs, make your statement.
1-0 Coram Deo. So we go to the top of inning number 3. And it looks like that Max Barth staying out of the mound for PCA North. Again, neither of these pitchers going very deep in the ball game. And again, you don't have the deep bullpens that you would if this were the home Prestonwood that makes this their home park. They've got bullpen probably 10 deep, but here you got to let those starting pitchers go a while. As a check swing by the leadoff hitter. Carter Williams foul back out of play, and it's 0-1. Williams, the last Coram Deo Lion to bat. Get kind of a tricky thing tonight. You got Lions all over the place. We talked about that on one of the Prestonwood games because they started as that pitch of ball 1-1. They started with Faith, which was the Lions, and then they had, who was the next? There's another Lion. So the Lions all over the place. But anyhow, 2 balls and a strike. Then I got on my mascot tangent about how everybody's a give-up. But a Lion is not a give-up. That is a regal animal, so I'm okay with that. 2-1 foul back to the screen. And it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1-0, Coram Deo on top. 2 hits in the ball game for Coram Deo, none so far for PCA North. As the 2-2 pitch high and pop back to the screen. Top of the order on deck, Trevin Hooper and then Emery Markwell. As again, the sophomore Williams led the team in RBI last year with 9. Takes that pitch for a ball. Goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Williams comes from a very competitive family. His sister's a soccer player. That pitch high and inside for ball 4, and he draws a leadoff walk. And Williams on at first for Coram Deo, and we'll flip it back to the top of the order and go to Trevin Hooper. Hooper reached his first time, as we talked about earlier, on that single. 2 errors moved him around, and he scored on that single by Dick Shot, who played the only run of the game here so far. Quick check over to first. Hooper is senior. Baseball is his first love. Started last year. Now he's had a shoulder issue he's had to battle through in the fall, but has got back into play as that pitch high. A ball and no strikes. Now he's got a lot more strength and pop in his arm. He can play several positions: shortstop, pitcher, third base. Now we get time called. The plate umpire is going to go out and visit with Barth about something or another. Now Casey Jones is going to come out and visit as well. Could perhaps this be a teaching moment, which kind of cool to see. You know, if you want to go out and help the young man with the finer tuning points. Of course, this is a learning experience, particularly early in the year. Now, Marth does have experience, so it's not the first baseball he's ever played, but there might have been something in his mind or something. I have no idea, but plate umpire out to visit, and whatever it was an amenable conversation. Now back behind the plate, we're ready to go. At a ball and no strikes. The set and the 1-0 pitch on the way. That one is downstairs, gets away from the catcher, and moving up to second base goes Carter Williams. Call that a wild pitch. Is really not that big of an opportunity for the North catcher, Colton Barth, Max's brother, to try to corral that one. So it skips past, and now the man in scoring position with nobody out. Back to the plate. That'll make it 3 balls and no strikes. So a bit of a danger time here for Max Barth. Is already a man on now with a 3-ball no strike count to dig in here. Infield with a big hole to shoot for over on the left side is the shortstop shading toward the bag. Now he retreats back to his position as a pitch downstairs. That one is ball 4. So back-to-back walks here in the inning. 2 on for Coram Deo, and then that'll bring up their pitcher, Emery Markwell, who would like nothing better than to help himself out here. Now, one thing that I've noticed in the private schools, now I'm talking about Big Prestonwood, I haven't seen a whole lot of sacrifice bunts, but you got a team like them, you don't really have to bunt much, but we'll see if this might be a bunting situation as they take a strike and it's 0-1. Of course, this part of the particular structure in the order. Up at the top, you got your 2-hole. Probably going to bunt with him. But Coram Deo last year averaged just over 4 runs per game. That one is butted over on the third base side. Picked there by the pitcher. Barth throws to first in time to retire Markwell. But how about that? He does his job. And the sacrifice moves Williams up to third base. Hooper moves to second. And there are 2 men in scoring position for Tyler Dickschat, who already has an RBI in the ballgame as he drove in Hooper in the first. So a heck of an opportunity here for Coram Deo. They're going to bring the quarters in for PCA North as a first pitch strike for Barth. And it's very important for Max to get out in front here against a fella who can be a dangerous hitter. We told you, Dickschat last year led the team in hitting as he swings and hits this one high in the air. Shallow center field, backing out. The second baseman makes the catch. Tag at third, throw to the plate, not in time. And the run scores as a heads-up play by Carter Williams to tag up and cross the plate on what is a sacrifice fly to the second baseman. You don't see that just every day. As Jackson Gilbert went out and corralled it, but that runner at third was tagged and ready to go, and an RBI, the second of the game and second of the season for Dickschat, as he's done a good job in his 2 plate appearances. And it's now 2-0 as Sawyer Logue comes to the plate. The third baseman 0 for 1, flat out to right his first time. By the way, I'm not sure if I ever introduced Chase Atkins, but he is the one who is in right field, of course not in the batting order, and I didn't mean to skip over the young man. That pitch is a ball, and it's now 2 balls and no strikes. Adkins really stepped up. He just kind of was out there as a freshman trying to get some playing time, but the injuries gave him a chance to step in as a sophomore. As the throw back gets into center field, and they're going to tag and move, and the tag applied and is safe at third base. Up was right on it, and into third safely was Trevin Hooper. And another error is going to be charged to Barth, although, again, he's turning and throwing to the bag at second base. So it's a tough error because technically, you know, if you're McDonald, you got to get over to the bag and give him that target to throw to. But as it is, and that pitch hits the batter as Logue gets plunked, and that one does not feel good as he's going to kind of trot his way down to first base, and he's not going to be a he-man. He's going to rub that one a little bit because I think that caught him on the wrist or on the funny bone. I can't tell, as I think his first base coach, which of course is Mr. Dickschat's going to talk to him a little bit and see if he can get that pain to go away. If it hits you in the funny bone, it just causes it to go numb for a while, and you know, it looks like, but it actually looks like he's holding his wrist area. So maybe it did catch him in the elbow now that I look at it. So that might have been it. But on a kind of chilly night, not that there's any good time to get hit by a baseball, but there would be better situations under a warmer day. So runners at first and third in a 2-0 ball game. And now stepping in is Billy Clemens, the first baseman, who struck out his first time. He is 0 for 1. Infield, and Barth just needing one more out as that pitch is a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. For Clemens, told you his dad's a big sports card collector. This fella's grown a lot, and I mean like physically. He's a foul back, 1 ball and 1 strike. He's a little guy, about 5'7" last year, and now all of a sudden he's approaching 6 feet tall. It's one of those instant growth things, and that'll happen when you're in high school days. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runners at the corners. This one is swung on and hit into right center field, and a diving catch made by the center fielder, and he hung on to it. An amazing grab by Tyler Teague. And man, what a hand from the crowd here, because he just stole 1 and maybe 2 runs, so put a big time star by that one for Tyler Teague. What a catch. 1 run for Coram Deo in the inning. no hits, 2 left on. Crowd still buzzing about that one, and they should be. As we go now to the bottom of the third, Coram Deo now leads 2-0. You're tuned in to PCA North Baseball from Metro Sports Communications.
Is pain, stiffness, or discomfort keeping you from feeling your best? Hi, I'm Dr. Colby King with Freeform Chiropractic, where we help you move free, feel free, and live free. If pain or stiffness is holding you back, it's time to take control. Visit Freeform Chiropractic for a consultation. Let's create your game plan to move, feel, and live free.
The Children's Health Andrews Institute is helping me get back into the swing of things.
They're getting me back to reaching new heights.
Back to sticking the landing.
Back to setting goals and scoring them.
Back to more than a game.
As experts in everything from orthopedics to performance training, we specialize in getting DFW athletes back to doing what they love.
Tyler Teague with one whale of a catch there to end the third inning, beg your pardon, and keep it a 2-0 game. Again, if he doesn't make that catch, well, Hooper would walk across the plate, and Logue, who was going, might have made it, especially if it got past and went to the wall. So he saved at least one run and maybe 2. And we'll see as Wyatt Mason comes to the plate, if they can get something started here with 8-9-1 against Emory Markwell, who's been good as he has struck out the last 4 batters he's faced and 4 in the ball game as that pitch sails away. And it's now 2 balls and no strikes here to Wyatt Mason. Left-handed hitter. As the pitch on the way, swing and a miss. And it's now 2 balls and a strike. For Mason, he's a junior. Has 3 younger sisters. That's got to be a heck of a household. Said no boy ever. It's a swing and a miss, and it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. I had 2, but I had a brother, so we had even the score there. Mason plays baseball only. You got some of these multi-sport players. He's a baseball player. Actually learned how to pitch last fall and will be used as a reliever. He was with Coach Jones all fall, and he said, if you're just around, let me teach you how to pitch. So it's a good deal. As the 3-2 delivery is a strike called. That'll do it for Mason.
Now batting, number 12, Tyler T.
And that is now 5 consecutive hitters that have gone down on strikes against Emory Markwell. Well, here's the defensive hero of the moment as Tyler Teague steps in. Usually in the major leagues when somebody makes the big play and everybody roars, it's that guy who's leading off the next inning. So just one batter off here as Teague will actually bat second in the inning as he takes a ball. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. Teague last year was the 5th Lion who played in all 16 games at 156, had 4 runs driven in as he takes that one outside. It's now 2 balls and no strikes. He was a star on the football team for the Lions, wide receiver and safety. Very fleet track performer as well. As a swing, and that one is fouled. And it goes to 2 balls and a strike. Pretty heady fella. Told he wants to be an engineer perhaps in his professional days. Looking at maybe Texas A&M or for some reason Oklahoma State, which for a Sooner, that's not easy for me to be down with. I guess he can go to College Station. I'll be fine with that. 2 balls and a strike. Hey, we're not even in the same conference anymore, but I still can't stand them. Here's the 2-0. What have I heard? I hate him in Jesus' name. No, in the Lord's name. Anyway, it's a inside joke, but love them all. 3 balls and a strike. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball for a strike, and that will fill it up at 3-2. Teague at the plate. Max Barth due up next. 2-0, Coram Deo on top. We play at the bottom of the third. Here's the right-hander ready, and the payoff on the way, and that is a called strike 3 on the outside corner, and that was a generous edge from our plate umpire, and strikeout number 6 all in a row. And here comes Maximus Barth to the plate, who grounded out to the third baseman. So I don't care what level you're on of baseball, 6 consecutive strikeouts. That'll raise some eyebrows. And that is exactly the role that Emery Markwell has been on as he's been dealing. And the pitch is ball one to Barth. One of those strikes we told you about Markwell last year with an 8.75 earned run average. So 13 strikeouts all last season. He's already got 6 as that one is lashed into center field. And it is going to get down for a base hit. And the first hit for the game for the Lions as Max Barth on at first. And that'll set the table for Peyton McDonald. Steps up. He is the shortstop. 0 for 1 in the ball game. McDonald grounded out to the second baseman his first time, so he is 0 for 1 in the game. McDonald, we told you, plays multiple sports. Quarterback on the football team. Really high average guy. Solid glove as well. Right now, just looking to piece another hit together, try to get an inning going. There's a breaking ball for a strike, and it's 0-1. Three runs, 2 hits, and no errors so far for Coram Deo to throw over to first base. For North, no runs, 1 hit, and 3 errors in the ball game. 2-0 game in the bottom of the third inning. Again, more PCA North baseball coming up next Monday. Be sure to circle on your calendar. Swinging a shot off the pitcher's glove out towards second, or maybe just over it. And the play made there by Cole, and he flips to Clemens, and that retires McDonald, and that ends the inning. So a 2-out single gets wasted as one left on base. We go now to the top of the fourth. Coram Deo 2 and PCA North nothing, as you're tuned in to Lion Baseball from Metro Sports Communications.
Hey there, Lion Nation. I'm Rudy Casanova, owner and president of Global Strategic Business Process Outsource Solutions. In athletics, teamwork is everything. Each player has a role, and when they come together, they achieve greatness. At Global Strategic, we believe the same principle applies to the workplace. When the right people come together, your business thrives. Let Global Strategic help you build a winning team at work. Visit www.globalstrategic.com for more information and schedule some time with me or one of my team. The Casanova family and Global Strategic are proud supporters of the PCA Athletic Program. Go Lions!
Are you injured or in pain and not sure what to do? Schedule a complimentary injury screening and talk to our physical therapists at Vista PT to see if physical therapy is right for you. No prescription or referral is needed.
2-0 ball game is to go to the top of the fourth inning. Coram Deo is going to have 6, 7, and 8 due up here as Maximus Barth will continue out on the hill. As again, so far the errors have been really what has hurt him. 2 throws that were over the bag at second base, gone pickoffs, so it's kind of hard to blame Barth there, but they have contributed to that 1 run that came in the first, and then of course a wild pitch helped set the table in the third. But we'll see if the North Lions can come back against Coram Deo Lions, which will send Andrew Dolly to the plate as he'll come up from the left side batter's box. Dolly wearing number 1 on the back of that powder blue top, swings at the first pitch he sees, hits it right out to the second baseman. There to field that one and throw to first to Jackson Gilbert, and there is 1 gone here in the inning. 1 pitch, 1 out. That is the second straight time that Dolly has grounded out to second. So they're getting to know each other fairly well. Here comes Carter Cole, second baseman, who struck out looking his first time. So he is 0 for 1. Remember, Coram Deo last year in an all-freshman club, basically 2 and 14 on the year. So they're setting their sights a lot higher this season as he takes ball 1 ball and no strikes. Here's a wind to the plate. That one is lifted in the air toward right field, and a nice leaping catch made by Gilbert, the second baseman, as he faded away into shallow right, reached up and plucked that one out of the Collin County night, and there is out number 2 in the inning. Little looper out to second. Well, that'll bring up Joshua Chua, now the left fielder who struck out his first time. He's 0 for 1, and he swings and hits this one down the right field line and giving chase down the line, unable to get it to Atkins, and that one's going to kick past and go all the way down into the corner. Rounding second, on his way to third. They're going to try to wave him to the plate. Here comes the throw, the slide, the tag. He is out at home plate, and that will do it for the inning. So a play that off the bat of Chua bounced into the corner, and we'll see how they wind up scoring that one. But anyway, the throw came back in, and the tag applied by Colton Barth at the plate. So a nice job by Atkins to get that back to the relay man and then get it in, and that pinches off a run for Coram Deo at the plate. No runs, 1 hit, and nobody left. So we will go.
At Paris Baguette, our expertly crafted cakes, decadent pastries and breads, and freshly brewed coffees are always served with a smile. To find your neighborhood bakery cafe, visit parisbaguette.com.
With friendly and knowledgeable dealers who install long-lasting and reliable systems, you can trust Comfort Maker to keep you a step ahead with advanced technology and exceptional comfort.
Short break. Welcome back. We had a pitch hitter, I guess. That's okay. So that's why we had the speedster that was there. So let me back up on instead of Chua, that is our soccer star that came back. He's one of the top midfielders around, Kai Hong. And so he was the pinch hitter there who hit that ball. And again, I do apologize, but you know, obviously we're seeing and learning these teams for the first time, and it's not as if we're in the Major League press box or the umpire, you know, gives you the clear signal that that's a pinch hitter. But Kai Hong was the one that did all of that. So for you Coram Deo fans, I apologize for the misidentification, but his head coach, Matt Hicks, trying to steam him around for an inside the park. Now, I'm not sure. I think there would have been an error charge in there somewhere perhaps. But after all is said and done, it was out, so it didn't matter. So it's now 1 ball and 1 strike to the leadoff hitter, Cole McCaffrey. There in the 3rd inning. Walked his first time. Up for his 2nd attempt against the right-hander Emery Markwell, who winds and delivers, and that one is swung on and missed. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. So what we need here in the booth, and perhaps it will come from the 1-2 pitch fouled back, our game changer guru, Bobby McDonald, who, by the way, if you're enjoying the score bug on the broadcast, Bobby gets all the props because he didn't know when he showed up to the ballpark tonight that he was going to have double duty and he's going to get paid twice the amount that he gets paid for running game changer. So anyway, that one kicks past, and it's now a ball and 2 strikes. But maybe because I am game changer incompetent, he can show me between innings how to pull up PCA North, and then I can follow along just like he is, and I might have known that Mr. Hong was the one that was that pitch hitter just a moment ago. I'm going to fall on that one, though. I'll take the shrapnel. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That one is swung on, hit deep into left field toward the wall. That one is back, and it is gone. That is a home run off the bat from Cole McCaffrey. The first round tripper that we've seen here at the ballpark in this young season, and McCaffrey makes it a 2-1 game. Cole McCaffrey launched that one, and again, it was going into the teeth of that wind, and we had to wait and see as the left fielder, who chased all the way back to the wall, would have an opportunity, but he got right back to the corner and could not make the play. So a 2-1 game and a home run for McCaffrey. How about that? Here comes Nealon Harris to the plate, right-handed batter. First pitch is going to be outside for a ball. Harris struck out looking his first time. That started that streak of 6 consecutive North Lions that were set down on strikes by Markwell. That ball poked down to the first baseman, going to be gathered up there by Clemens. He wins the foot race to the bag, and that will retire Harris. There's one gone here in the fourth.
Number 25, Colton Bart.
But man, what a shot there just a moment ago by Cole McCaffrey to get PCA North on the board and make it a 2-1 ball game. Here's the pitch inside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes to Colton Barth, the catcher. Gilbert is on deck. Base is empty. 1 run in here in the 4th inning. If you're unfamiliar, high school is a 7-inning game, so just past the midway point is a cut and a miss by Colton Barth. Again, the younger brother of Max. Barth boys on this team have been big contributors. Here's the 1-1 delivery, and that one is a strike. And it's now 1-2. For Colton, he's really solidified that catcher position, filled a huge need that PCA North needed at that spot. That pitch is outside. It now goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. He's always been a catcher, just a freshman. Older brother Maximus is a senior. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That one dropped a little bit downstairs. That was close, and it's now 3-2. You might have heard some of the Coram Deo fans groaning a little bit about that because that was really close. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, base is empty. Payoff on the way. Swing and a miss. Blew that one past him. That's going to be strikeout number 7 in the ball game for Emery Markwell. And that'll bring Jackson Gilbert to the plate. Again, not to be repetitive, but struck out his first time. You're going to say that to about the next 5 hitters. Again, Gilbert, a freshman as well. Mom is a lower school teacher at PCA North. Foul back to the screen. No balls and a strike. For Gilbert, mentioned a JV quarterback. Has great range for a freshman. Coach Jones saying he can hang with the upperclassmen. He does well as the strike called, and it's now 0-2. It's been a fairly crisply played game. I mean, for game 1 between these two teams. As the 0-2 delivery on the way, swing and a miss, strike 3. Well, Emery Markwell has been rolling as he now has 8 strikeouts through 4 innings. And that leadoff home run by Cole McCaffrey actually gets the Lions on the board and gets the crowd in a buzz there for a moment. But then Markwell came back and slammed the door. So 4 in the books here in Plano with our new score, Coram Deo 2, PCA North 1. And Lion Baseball for Metro Sports Communications continues in a moment.
It's not about fixing air conditioners. It's not about the thousands of hours spent training. It's about homeowners resting easy, knowing they can trust us in their homes. It's about keeping a family cool and comfortable in the dead of summer. At Milestone, it's more than just a job. It is and always will be how we help people.
North as we go now to the top of the 5th inning as Wyatt Mason is going to come into the ball game and replace McCaffrey. And we'll try to check in on that and find out a little bit more. McCaffrey had a knee injury back in football, played through it, elected to pass on the surgery route, but hopefully not shaking up hitting that bomb just a moment ago, as that one is tapped back in front of home plate, and it is going to be fielded by the catcher Barth, and he throws out Carter Williams, the leadoff hitter for Coram Deo. Nicely executed play by Colton Barth as that goes 2-3. And there's one out here in the 5th inning. It'll take us back to the top of the order for Trevin Hooper. Well, he's been to the plate twice. He's reached twice, singled and scored in the first, walked, and was stranded at third in the third. First pitch is a ball, 1 ball, no strikes to Hooper. Back to the plate. That one is low and inside, skips past the catcher. And it's now 2 balls and no strikes. Hooper, a team leader for this Coram Deo club. Really looking to build on last year, which is a good season. As a swing and a bouncer hit to the third baseman. Fielded there, throw across in time from the third baseman for the Lions. That, of course, is Nealon Harris. Over to his first baseman, the new first baseman, Mason, and there is out number 2. So, Max Barth continuing. Let's see, what's his pitch count up to? 56 pitches so far. Well, that's not bad for an opening outing. Again, I was giving comparison as the pitch is a strike called 0-1 to the next batter, Emery Markwell at the plate, to Savion Sims, who comes out and threw 11 pitches, and they said, that's good. You're good. Go. There's a shot right back to the mound on a hop, and what a defensive play by Maximus Barth. Wow, 2 Gold Star plays in this ball game for the PCA North defense, and Barth just stole a single up the middle from Markwell, and that puts the lid on that inning. 3 ground ball outs as Coram Deo goes up and down in order. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's 2-1 Coram Deo, and PCA North baseball continues from Metro Sports Communications.
You gotta dip your chicken strips. Hey, this is Kiani.
And this is Tabitha.
And a little thing we love about Chick-fil-A chicken strips
is all the different sauces we can dip them in. I like to line up all my favorite sauces so that in every bite, I have a different flavor. Then with the tenderness of the chicken, the juiciness of it, it's all there.
And for me, I like to mix my sauces so I get a little tang and I get a little sweetness all in one bite. That's just a recipe for a good time, you know?
That's what makes it for me. Like, that's what does it for me.
That's what I'm saying.
Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Well, we go to the bottom of the 5th inning, and it is a 2-1 ball game. Coram Deo on top of PCA North. Chuck Kelly with you, and we're happy that you are with us on this initial broadcast of PCA North baseball. Brian Allenbach in charge, the man who kind of gets all this set up, and actually was the first guy, if you want to know the story behind the curtain, he was the first guy to reach out to Metro Sports Communications and say, we want a professional broadcast here at our place. And I said, well, let's talk. And here we are. We did the football broadcast and baseball as well. And now we're bringing what we do to North, which is a good thing. Spread the wealth, right? So that's what we're doing. It's now Henry Mitchell, the designated hitter, will get set to lead off. And again, a little bit of concern if you're a North fan, as they had first baseman Cole McCaffrey, who hit that homer, and then we believe it was during the celebration where he came down on that injured knee and might have tweaked it a little bit. So we'll put prayers up and hope for the best there in that situation. But heck of a shot to left field in his first game of the year. Here's the first pitch strike, and it is 0-1 to Mitchell. And I think we might have a new hurler on the mound for Coram Deo, and it is going to be Kai Hong who comes in, that star soccer player. So Hong comes in relief of Emery Markwell, who was very, very good this evening as he wound up with the 8 strikeouts. We'll tell you about Hong, who I do know is he missed outside, and it's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. He is an excellent midfielder on that Coram Deo soccer team. In fact, that's why he was late for the game tonight. If you just tuned in, he and a couple of his teammates at soccer practice this evening is a swing and a miss. Strike 3 retires Mitchell, and there's 1 gone here in the 5th inning. So Kai Hong, a sophomore, was also one of the top running backs on the football team for Coram Deo, and they said, you know, a big thing about him, you can tell by looking at him, he's got a very low center of gravity, so probably kind of hard to tackle that fella, as he had a lot of success for Coram Deo back in the Gridiron campaign. That pitch swung on and missed, and it's 0-1. He started last year, led the team in walks with 11, said it was really good eye, and earned all district honorable mention honors. Cool thing about Hong, I'll tell you, and this is what it's all about, particularly in the private schools level, when you know, being a reflection of Jesus is very important to these young men. He's always looking for opportunities to help with the middle school kids. He said, hey, Coach, you know, some of these kids are trying to play baseball, trying to learn anything I can do. As a called strike and another punch out right there. As Wyatt Mason sets down, that'll bring up Tyler Teague. So the strikeout count now up to 10 for the ballgame, 2nd for Hong. But again, that's cool that Kai will reach out to that younger generation and said, man, how can I help you? And ask his coach, Matt Nix, said, let me help these young guys and help our future. As the right-hander comes to the plate, and that one is outside for a ball. 1-0 here to Teague, top of the order. Max Barth due to be next. PCA North down by 1. Had a couple of sterling defensive plays in this ball game. 1 ball pitch downstairs. Now 2 balls and no strikes. We won't have PCA baseball for a while, and the reason we're doing all the home games this year for the Lions here at Big Campus. But they've gone on the road now. They're going to be playing tournament ball. In fact, they've got, 5 games, I think, this week, and then they go to the Bullard tournament after that. They're playing over in West Fort Worth this week, over in White Settlement, and then they play in Bullard, and then they play in the Drew Medford tournament down in Fort Worth. And we'll see them again on St. Patrick's Day night. The pitch is a strike, and it's 2-1. But like I said, in the meantime, PCA North baseball tonight and next Monday as well. We'll have 2 more games for you before all is said and done throughout the year. 2 balls and a strike, Hong to the plate. That one is outside. Now it goes to 3-1. So a chance here, if Tyler Teague can reach, to flip the order, go back to the top and try to get that tying run around as we get later into this one, as we're down into the bottom of the 5th inning. High set, 2-1 on the way. That's low. Well, it's 3-1 because he's going to go to first base, draw the free pass. So Teague draws the walk. And now Maximus Barth comes to the plate. Again, that was, if you tuned in just a moment ago, that was a heck of a play that Barth made out on the field. Quickly, it was pointed out here in the booth that he got all of his athletic talent from his mom, Rochelle, and used it on that particular play. That pitch is downstairs, 1 ball and no strikes. Oh, you take it where you can get it, right? Just as long as it's successful. Dad Jason here in the booth doing PA tonight, doing a wonderful job. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch. That one's a strike. We're even at 1-1. PCA 4th year this program. Their head coach Casey Jones, the Decatur native. Asked him about that on the pregame. I thought he was going to tell me something neat about the city of Decatur. And runner goes from first. Pitches a ball to throw down to second, and it gets through into center field, but the runner's going to hang on right there. Probably a smart play because Williams, the center fielder, was backing up. So stolen base there for Teague. He's in scoring position. Barth can even this game perhaps with a single with 2 out. Peyton McDonald in the on-deck circle. Check Markwell's line. I have to total him up here as he went 4 innings in the ball game. Back to the plate. That one skips to the catcher and back to the screen. So wild pitch will move the runner up to third. Tying run 90 feet away. So they need a 2-out base hit for PCA North last year in that category. They managed 23 2-out RBIs on the season. So they need one right here to try to even this one up. Hong ready. 3-1. Check to third in the pitch. Swinging a ball hit sharply out to the second baseman. Going to be plucked right there. And the throw to first by Cole. And that will end the inning. So 4-3 on the putout. And the runner is stranded at third. No runs, no hits, and 1 left. We go to the 6th. It is Coram Deo 2 and PCA North 1. Lion Baseball from Metro Sports Communications continues in a moment.
With Fast Signs, see the visual possibility in your business. See it in lights and flags, on a van, in metal, on the floor, in color. With signs and graphics, you can say anything, do anything, be anything. So make your statement. With Fast Signs, your masterful team of visual marketing experts, anything is possible. Fast Signs, make your statement.
Is pain, stiffness, or discomfort keeping you from feeling your best? I'm Dr. Colby King with Freeform Chiropractic, where we help you move free, feel free, and live free. If pain or stiffness is holding you back, it's time to take control. Visit Freeform Chiropractic for a consultation. Let's create your game plan to move, feel, and live free.
Two-one game as we go to the top of the 6th inning. Coram Deo, the good pitching performance tonight from starter Emery Markwell, who went 4 innings. And he gave up just 2 hits and 1 run in his time of work. And again, the strikeout total was what was very impressive. He only walked 1, but he struck out 8 PCA North hitters.
Number 8, Tyler Dickshat.
So now Tyler Dickshat, Sawyer Logue, and Billy Clemens, the heart of this Coram Deo order, set to go here against Barth, who comes with the first pitch, and it is a breaking ball downstairs, a ball and no strikes. Well, I can't believe it took me until the 6th inning to make this point, but I love the spikes that Barth has on the mound as the swing of the ball bounced back through the middle. Shortstop ranging over to make the play, and the throw to first from Peyton McDonald in time to retire Dickshat, and there is out number 1 in the inning. That'll bring up Sawyer Logue, third baseman, who has flied to right field and was hit by pitch in his 2 plate appearances, so 0 for 1 officially. I was always partial to Columbia Blue or anything bright like that. Always liked the Oilers. I mean, who didn't, right? Foul back 0-1. Any discussion of NFL uniforms has to begin and end with the Houston Oilers, because that was Chargers powder blue, going to be right there in the discussion. But I think the helmet with the oil derrick, I think that might put them slightly over the edge. Swing and a miss. Yep, back in the Love You Blue days with Earl. So, no balls and 2 strikes. Dan Pastorini, Billy White Shoes Johnson. Boy, walk down memory lane. Here's an 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And down goes Logue, and there is another strikeout, which is number 5 on the night for Barth. And now here comes Billy Clemens to the plate. Clemens with a strikeout, and then was robbed on an amazing play by the center fielder Teague. That was back in the 4th inning. First pitch ball 1-0. Dolly on deck, hoping to get a shot. Is that pitch for ball 2? 2 balls and no strikes. Again, a well-played game so far. You know, the pitcher's probably going to be in front of the hitters a little bit. There have been only 5 hits in the ball game, 3 for Coram Deo and 2 for North, as it's now 3 balls and no strikes here to Clemens. So let's see if Barth will bear down here as the right-hander comes to the plate, pumps that one right through. So here's how you have here's where you have your great color matchup. You got the light blue, bright blue spikes of Barth and the pink batting gloves of Clemens. A Technicolor at bat. 3-1 pitch on the way. Curveball strike. Well done. Drop that one through, and it's now 3-2. Well, outs running short for PCA North. They've got 6 to play with. Need to get something going to get back even with this one as a swinging and bouncing ball hit right to the bag at third. Going to be a tough play. Pick, long throw across, and it is going to be in time. Nicely done by Nealon Harris, and a heck of a scoop at first base, and that will end the inning. Well, how about Mr. Harris, who goes over to the bag and has to throw all the way across the infield, and he gets the job done, and that ends the inning. So 3 up, 3 down goes Coram Deo. They're in the 6th, and we go to the bottom of the inning. Still 2-1, Coram Deo on top. PCA North baseball continues for Metro Sports Communications.
The Children's Health Andrews Institute is helping me get back into the swing of things.
They're getting me back to reaching new heights.
Back to sticking the landing.
Back to setting goals and scoring them.
Back to more than a game.
As experts in everything from orthopedics to performance training, we specialize in getting DFW athletes back to doing what they love.
Bottom of the 6th, 2-1 game. PCA North going to try to get back to even in this one as Kai Hong, the second pitcher of the day for Coram Deo, as Emery Markwell gave him 4 strong innings, giving up just a run on 2 hits. And the first pitch is a ball to the leadoff hitter Peyton McDonald, who's bounced out twice to the second baseman Cole. He'll try to avoid doing that 3 straight times. The 1-0 delivery, and that one is going to be downstairs. It's now 2 balls and no strikes. Two 2-0 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, and it's now 2-1. I believe, unless my eyes deceive me, that's John Flores in the on-deck circle. So Flores will come up in that 3 slot that was occupied by Cole McCaffrey. We mentioned he left the game after hitting that solo homer a couple innings ago. Pitch strike, and it's now 2-2 here to the hitters. So McCaffrey had Wyatt Mason come in and play for him at first base. Now it looks like that John Flores is going to get the chance to hit here in the 6th inning. Need a base runner in front of him if you're a PCA North fan, as the 2-2 delivery is a little bit high, and it's now 3 balls and 2 strikes. So we'll see what delivery is here for Peyton McDonald, beg your pardon. If he can get on, it'd be a good start to this inning. He swings and fouls that one back, so a good job to stay alive at the plate. McDonald in a 4-year starter. Guy with great speed, led the team in doubles with 5 last year, stolen bases with 10. As the 3-2 pitch, a little bit outside, and there he goes to first base with a free pass. So Hong
Number 20,
probably wanted to do anything but that, as he allows that free pass. And now that'll bring up John Flores to the plate. And for Flores, a sophomore, known primarily for having really good speed, a sprinter on the track team. as he takes the first pitch strike, and it's 0-1. Forrest, of course, no numbers from last year, so seeing his first Varsity AB here. As the one strike, nope, throw to first. As they're holding against the runner, Clemens there, but back on his belly was McDonald. We'll see if he goes. PCA North last year had 42 stolen bases on the year. They had an 82% steal percentage as they managed 6.9 runs per game. Here's a swing and a miss, and it's now 0-2. Well, I certainly did not mean to bury a large story here as the runner goes. Swing and a miss, strike three, and the throw down is not in time. In fact, gets down to center field. So a strikeout by Flores, but to second with a stolen base goes McDonald, and now Neeland Harris coming up, having struck out and grounded out in his 2 plate appearances. But Prestonwood football has named his new head coach, is David Wetzel. Is going to take over the reins from Donnie Yantis, who took the club to the state championship game this last season, but now a new coach taking over PCA football, coming from Baylor. So congratulations to Coach Wetzel, and welcome to the Lion family. There's going to be a lot of excitement for that team this year. New coaches at Liberty and at Prestonwood. How about that, with Jason Witten going to be the tight end coach at the University of Oklahoma. And next year, taking his son Cooper to Oklahoma. Bluff back to second, nothing going on. See, I've got it all figured out. That's not official. That's not. But I would assume if your, son is a superstar high school athlete and you're a tight ends coach at a major Power 4 university, that he would come to play for you. Here's a swing and a ball hit off the fist down toward the first baseman. That's a foul ball. So nothing happens there, but I'll tell you what happened. It did get on Neeland's hands, and he is feeling it right now, and he just needs a minute to shake those bees out of his paw. He's not feeling good. He goes down to talk to Casey Jones. So again, David Wetzel, new head coach of PCA football. It'll be interesting to see how the Lions stack up next year. Parrish, of course, winning the state championship again this year. 14-7 over Prestonwood in that state championship game. So see if the tables get turned in 26. Bluff back to second. Nothing was going on there. Markwell, the starter, gave up 1 run in 4 innings pitched. Kai Hong has come on and thrown an inning in the 3rd. It's not given up a run so far. Has walked a couple of hitters. One of those at second base right now. As the 2-strike pitch on the way. That's a fastball right through the zone, and there is strike 3 as Harris took that one looking. And that is now 4 strikeouts for Hong and 12 in the game for Coram Deo pitching. Well, coaches always want stuff to work on, and Casey Jones can point to one thing for sure. As Colton Barth now comes up, left-handed hitting catcher, swings and misses at the first pitch he sees, and it's no balls and a strike. So Barth with a chance here with 2 out. North running low on outs as they need to take advantage here and try to even it up. As that pitch going away, and it's now a ball and a strike to Colton Barth. We told you they had a dearth at the catcher position. Man, they needed someone to step in, and Colton Barth is the man. Though he didn't have a lot of experience, but he has earned the respect of his coach, Casey Jones, said he can get the job done. Of course, playing pitch and catch with his brother here in this game, which is always a good thing. Ball 2 delivered there. 2 balls and a strike. 2-1, Coram Deo on top. We're at the bottom of the 6th inning. Check back to second, 2-1, but it's going to be a bluff. Nothing going on there. PCA North, of course, football state champion just a couple of years ago. Sean Purcell, the head coach there. That team plays 6-man football. Breaking ball just missed. It's now 3-1. The district they play in for baseball also has First Baptist, Ovilla Christian, and Garland Christian. Now, it was previously a 6-team district, but now you've kind of shaken things up in TAPS. You never know what's going to happen in that league, but now a 4-team district. As that pitch outside, ball 4. And how about that? Colton Barth just works a much-needed free pass, and that'll give Jackson Gilbert a chance here, as it looks like that the coach for Coram Deo, Matt Nix, is going to go out and have a word here with Hong. And again, with 12 players on the team, it's not like you've got double barrel action in the bullpen. So, it's probably more of a settle down situation here, because you've got the tying run in scoring position. You've got the potential go-ahead run now on base with Barth, and now Gilbert, who has had a rough night here in game 1 as he struck out a couple of times, and his 2 plate appearances with a heck of an opportunity with this AB. Now the meeting adjourns, of course, and Hong ready. And now Gilbert, another one of these freshmen on this team, takes the first pitch outside for a ball, and it's 1-0. We mentioned earlier that he's a freshman that can run, so if he can put one in play, perhaps in a gap, he could move in a hurry. That one tapped foul at the plate. And the count now goes to a ball and a strike. Henry Mitchell, the DH, scheduled to be next for PCA North. Chilly night here at the ballpark. Started at 65 degrees, down to 63 right now is the 1-1 pitch. That is a strike. And it's now 1-2. So a big pitch here. 2 on, 2 out. And here's the delivery to Gilbert. Fastball swung on, and he fought that one off back to the screen. So a good competitive at bat for Jackson Gilbert. Again, Mitchell waiting next if he can get a shot. Pretty good size hole to shoot for over on the left side between Logue, the third baseman, and Hooper, the shortstop. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him to chase one off the plate. And that'll do it for the inning. So a threat, but nothing more, as those 2 walks get stranded. No runs, no hits, 2 left. We go to the 7th. It's Coram Deo 2 and PCA North 1. This is Lion Baseball for Metro Sports Communication.
With friendly and knowledgeable dealers who install long-lasting and reliable systems, you can trust Comfort Maker to keep you a step ahead with advanced technology and exceptional comfort.
At Paris Baguette, our expertly crafted cakes, decadent pastries and breads, and freshly brewed coffees are always served with a smile. To find your neighborhood bakery cafe, visit parisbaguette.com.
Make your dream outdoor space a reality with Aquaterra Outdoors. From full-service design to construction for landscaping, pools, and outdoor structures, we offer everything you need for your ideal outdoor environment. With years of experience and a commitment to excellence, Aquaterra Outdoors, elevating outdoor living to the next level. Contact us today at 214-387-8333 or visit our website aquaterraoutdoors.com and start your journey to the ultimate outdoor experience.
We go now to the top of the 7th inning, and there are some changes in the PCA North lineup that we need to give you, including a new pitcher, as Jackson Gilbert is going to take over on the hill. So Gilbert replaces Max Barth, who went 6 innings and is on the hook for the loss. And it's going to be kind of a tough L, because that unearned run in the first inning is the one that could be the difference, not the winning run, but one that probably deserved a better fate one of those evenings for Barth, as he goes 6 innings this evening and surrenders only 3 hits, the 2 runs, 1 of those earned. And he wound up, I believe it was 5 strikeouts. Going to do a double check here on the count. But yeah, 5 punchies on the evening, and he walked 1 batter, also hit a batter. So Jackson Gilbert in the game on the mound. Gilbert, of course, no numbers to speak for as a freshman, so getting the chance to throw here as Andrew Dolly is going to lead off. 0 for 2, is grounded up both times right to the second baseman, who is Gilbert, who will now pitch to him. Let's see if he hits back to him. It's a swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. There were a couple other defensive changes in the lineup. So they've got John Flores in left field now, who came in that last inning to hit. So he's out in left field, and Barth goes to second. Okay, Max Barth is at second base, so that would take. Got it. Okay, got Cole out of the game. All right, so here is a bouncer, and that is going to be an out at first base. Went to second. Okay, fielded there by Barth, and then flipped to first. That'll do it to retire Dolly. So actually, PCA North pitching has done a nice job over the last 7 batters. If you want to take it beyond that, 10 of the last 11 have been retired. So Barth does a nice job, turns it over to Gilbert, who gets the first out here. And now in front of the next hitter, Cole has the 1-strike delivery, and that one's high, and it's now 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 out, bases empty. If you're peeking ahead to the bottom of the 7th, it's going to be the lower third of the order due up. As that pitch is high for a ball, 2 balls and a strike. Henry Mitchell be the leadoff man. Then that is that 8th spot. I wonder who's in there now, as that pitch is a ball, 3 balls and a strike, and then Teague would be after that. So Mitchell for sure, then the 8th spot, and then Teague. Here's a 3-1 pitch, swing and a miss, and it's now 3-2. Well, this is a marked improvement for both of these teams' pitching staffs over last year. Actually, North wasn't that bad. They had a 3.46 team earned run average. 3-2 pitch, swung on, hit back, perhaps off the pitcher's glove. Nice sliding play made by the second baseman, and Barth throws out the runner at first. Outstanding play again by Max Barth, who did the same thing when he was on the mound. A star play. That was back in the 5th inning. This one, the second out in the 5th. And I'm not sure, did that tick off Gilbert a little bit? So that's a 1-4-3. I thought it did, but I wanted to make sure. So again, that makes the degree of difficulty even a little bit more for Maximus Barth, who goes over and makes a whale of a play, part 2. 1-0 pitch, check swing, outside corner for a strike, and it's now 1-1. Here's the wind and the 1-1 pitch. That one is going to be a little bit high. This is Kai Hong, who came on in that last at bat. You remember, hit it down the line. This one poked down the right field line, back out of play. If you recall back in the 4th inning, hit a ball down into the corner, in the right field corner, and he came all the way around the bases going to third. Now again, I'm not sure if there would be an error that would be in there somewhere. I'll leave that to an official score later, but he tried to turn. He was waved all the way home. As a swing and a miss, strike 3. He got thrown out there, but he gets struck out here. So a double a moment ago, but the strikeout ends this. So nicely done for Jackson Gilbert, who comes in and retires all 3 batters that he faces. So PCA coming up with 7, 8, 9 to the plate. They need 1 run to keep it alive. We go to the bottom of the 7th, Coram Deo 2 and PCA North 1. You're tuned in to Lion Baseball for Metro Sports Communications.
Storm damage? Don't wait until it's too late. At Up-to-Date Roofing, we bring top quality craftsmanship, honest pricing, and fast service to protect what matters most, your home. From repairs to full replacements, we keep your roof and your home up to date. Call us today and stay covered, rain or shine. Up-to-Date Roofing, keeping you covered no matter the weather.
Last chance time for the North Lions as we go to the bottom of the 7th innings. Henry Mitchell, Wyatt Mason, and Tyler Teague will try to get something across here as we go to this bottom of the 7th. Again, the tandem on the mound of Markwell and Hong, who continues on the hill, as kept PCA off balance, striking out 12 Lion hitters in the game, and a first pitch strike to Mitchell, who has been fanned twice in the ball game. Pitch outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Coram Deo, tonight's opponent. Again, a Division III team. Prestonwood is a PCA North, I should say, is a Division V, so a little bit smaller as far as attendance. Is a swing and a foul back to the screen so quickly. No balls and 2 strikes. Coram Deo plays in a district with 1 ball and 2 strikes, beg your pardon, with Pantego, Colleyville Covenant, Prince of Peace, and Dallas Covenant. That's their league. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Well, it's been a familiar refrain this evening for these Lion hitters. And now Wyatt Mason, the left fielder, set to come up. Well, I hate to bring up a bad stat here, but this is one that you really can't overlook if you go back and look at this game. I'll tell you, after this pitch right here to Mason, it's taken on the inside corner for a strike. The bottom 5 hitters in the roster, or in the lineup, I should say, are a collective 0 for 13 with a walk. And 2 walks, beg your pardon. Beg your pardon, 11. 0 for 11 with 11 strikeouts. Need to get something going. Get somebody on base. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one's going away. Well, as they say, a walk is as good as a single. And you get somebody on, try to get them on, get them around. And the key is to get one of these fellas here and get back to the top of the order where Max Barth would be waiting and help at the top of this batting order. Swing and a miss, and it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Wyatt Mason, with Teague waiting to be next. Mason heading in the classroom, takes all honors classes as he fought that ball off, and so he's 2 balls and 2 strikes here. Those guys that take honors classes, you got to tip your cap to them. Take the easy way or you can take the tough way, and he said, I'm going to plow through that. 2-2 delivery outside and high, and it's now 3 balls and 2 strikes. Several of these PCA North players, they have high academic standing. As the 3-2 pitch on the way, that is a breaking ball called strike 3 on the outside corner. He took a lot off of that one, and Mason hoping to reach via the free pass, and another strikeout for Hong, who came on in relief, and he's now fanned 7 batters. So 15 PCA North batters have struck out tonight. And that'll bring up Tyler Teague, center fielder. 0 for 1, walked his last time. First pitch fastball is downstairs. Ump was adjusting his cap. I thought he was going to strike. Went up to the right hand. Psych. Post-game show coming up when we're done. Stick around. A ball and no strikes. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Well, this game is absolutely flown past, and the play-by-play guy loves that. Another swing and a miss. It's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. So the Lions are down to their final strike, and Kai Hong trying to put the final nail in the coffin. So we'll see here if Teague can fight him off at a ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. That one just missed the outside corner, and the count levels at 2-2. Again, Barth on deck. He's got one of the 2 base hits that PCA North has as a team tonight. 2 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way. Swing and a miss, and that's the ball game. Well, a very impressive start to the season for Coram Deo's pitching staff, and for PCA North, kind of a tough luck loss for Maxim Barth, as he had a nice performance tonight but couldn't get any offensive support. And after all was said and done, that one in the L column in a tough way to start the season for PCA North. Final totals coming up next. You're tuned in to Lion Baseball from Metro Sports Communications.
Is pain, stiffness, or discomfort keeping you from feeling your best? Hi, I'm Dr. Colby King with Freeform Chiropractic, where we help you move free, feel free, and live free. If pain or stiffness is holding you back, it's time to take control. Visit Freeform Chiropractic for a consultation. Let's create your game plan to move, feel, and live free.
Hey there, Lion Nation. I'm Rudy Casanova, owner and president of Global Strategic Business Process Outsource Solutions. In athletics, teamwork is everything. Each player has a role, and when they come together, they achieve greatness. At Global Strategic, we believe the same principle applies to the workplace. When the right people come together, your business thrives. Let Global Strategic help you build a winning team at work. Visit www.globalstrategic.com for more information and schedule some time with me or one of my team. The Casanova family and Global Strategic are proud supporters of the PCA Athletic Program. Go Lions!
With fast signs, see the visual possibility in your business. See it in lights and flags, on a van, in metal, on the floor, in color. With signs and graphics, you can say anything, do anything, be anything. So make your statement. With Fast Signs, your masterful team of visual marketing experts, anything is possible. Fast Signs, make your statement.
Make your dream outdoor space a reality with Aquaterra Outdoors. From full-service design to construction for landscaping, pools, and outdoor structures, we offer everything you need for your ideal outdoor environment. With years of experience and a commitment to excellence, Aquaterra Outdoors, elevating outdoor living to the next level. Contact us today at 214-387-8333 or visit our website aquaterraoutdoors.com and start your journey to the ultimate outdoor experience.
Here are the final totals for tonight's game for Coram Deo, which starts the year 1-0, 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and 3 men left. For PCA North, 1 run, 2 hits, 3 errors, and 5 men left. The winning pitcher this evening was Emery Markwell, who starts the year 1-0. He went 4 innings, gave up 1 earned run on 2 hits, 1 walk, and struck out 8. Again, the strikeout was the story of the night, as 16 North hitters fan this evening, and you're not going to win a whole lot of games when you strike out that many times. The losing pitcher, and again, this is a tough luck loss, is Maximus Barth as he starts the year 0-1. He went 6 innings, gave up 2 runs on 3 hits. Only one of those 2 runs earned. He walked 1 and struck out 5 and hit a batter, but takes the loss in this one. The time of game was 1 hour and 37 minutes. Well, I'll take that every day of the week and twice on Sunday. But a nice crowd here to watch this season opener for these two teams. Coram Deo starts the year at 1-0, PCA North at 0-1. A final timeout, back to wrap it up. When we continue, this is Lion Baseball from Metro Sports Communication.
The Children's Health Andrews Institute is helping me get back into the swing of things.
They're getting me back to reaching new heights.
Back to sticking the landing.
Back to setting goals and scoring them.
Back to more than a game.
As experts in everything from orthopedics to performance training, we specialize in getting DFW athletes back to doing what they love.
At Paris Baguette, our expertly crafted cakes, decadent pastries and breads, and freshly brewed coffees are always served with a smile. To find your neighborhood bakery cafe, visit parisbaguette.com. At Paris Baguette, our expertly crafted cakes, decadent pastries and breads, and freshly brewed coffees are...
Well, the season opener doesn't go quite the way the PCA North Lions wanted to. Again, 16 strikeouts on the evening, so not a lot to talk about offensively. Max Barth got one of those 3 hits. He was 1 for 3. Of course, Cole McCaffrey with that solo homer in the 4th, but that was tempered because in his celebration, it looked like he had a knee injury from football. As he jumped up and came back down, he might have aggravated, perhaps. So we don't know. His dad was here in the booth, and we'll, hopefully find out in the next week that it wasn't anything, terribly bad. I know that he's playing on a little bit of a tough situation there, but all in all, McCaffrey with that bomb, and that was the other hit. And then after you got to the lower part of the order, there was absolutely nothing the rest of the way. So those guys will heat up. Once you get into spring and it starts to warm up, you get more at-bats, more game situations under your belt, well, then you'll start to see the production. So you didn't have any tonight. And again, just a tremendous evening for Emery Markwell and for Kai Hong, the 2 pitchers for Coram Deo, who combined to again fan the 16 hitters and get this one into the win column. So that pretty much puts a wrap on it. We normally do the post-game interview, but with the Lions going down, we'll save that for next week. We'll save it when it's happy times and we can talk about a victory and have one of those fellas up here and talk about everything that they just did. I want to say thanks to everyone who's been a part of this one tonight, including our friends at PCA North. And for those tuning in, for all the kind words, we certainly appreciate that. We'll be here for you next week, and we'll have the game against Covenant Dallas, I believe, is who's up on the schedule. So we'll have that one for you. Covenant Dallas, the next opponent. It'll be 6:30 next Monday night right here at the ballpark. So you certainly want to circle your calendar for that, and be sure to join us here. Want to say thanks to Barry Walters, our engineer extraordinaire, for coming out and getting us all set up tonight. Playing a little bit shorthanded in the engineering department, but if you can't have father, you can have son. So thanks so much to Preston Clark for coming out and helping this evening. For Seth and for Brooke down on the cameras on the field, for Ben Stevenson here up on our high home camera. Thanks to all of you, and thanks again for Bobby doing all the work on the score bug, because without him, you guys wouldn't know where the bases were, wouldn't know where the guys were on the bases or whatever. But as it is, thanks to everybody pitching in, Bobby McDonald, tip of the cap there. That is our production crew. Thanks to everyone who has been a part. And until next week, when we talk to you, Game 2 here for PCA North. A reminder of the final score this evening was Coram Deo 2 and PCA North 1. Until next Monday, Chuck Kelly saying so long from Graham Field.
Prestonwood Christian Academy Baseball has been brought to you by Freeform Chiropractic, Children's Health, Andrews Institute for Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, Harris Baguette, Cowboys Fit, Fast Signs North Dallas, Sky Ranch, Aquaterra Outdoors. Also by Texas Tiny Teeth Pediatric Dentistry and Orthodontics, Up to Date Roofing, Incentive Brands, Chick-fil-A at Plano Parkway and Park Boulevard, Comfort Maker Air Conditioning and Heating, Global Strategic, Milestone Electric, and Vista Physical Therapy. Lions Baseball, an exclusive sports presentation of Metro Sports Communications.